Amazon's general counsel, David Zapolsky, used these exact words. He's not smart or articulate, and to the extent the press wants to focus on us, Amazon, versus him, we will be in a much stronger PR position than simply explaining for the umpteenth time how we're trying to protect workers, right? So this memo was leaked. This is how they wanted to squash this guy. This is how they wanted to push him down, humiliate him, right? With these disgusting words chosen by this attorney, right? And now it's become a massive, massive PR problem for Amazon. And this is after this guy wanted to bring awareness to the workers in the warehouses that Amazon should do more. All the money in the world, but these stingy bastards don't go out there and get the PPE and everything that they need for these workers. They're not paying them enough money, that's for sure, to be on the front lines, to do these tough, tough jobs, right? And this is how the company huddles. And Jeff Bezos, I believe, was in that meeting, right? And then they saw this playing out in the media, like, how do we handle it? They come up with that strategy, right? To literally try and shame this individual, right? And then it just backfired horribly. Why? Because that memo was leaked, right? So Amazon fired warehouse worker Christian Smalls on Monday. And I tell you what, 5 million rideshare drivers around the world, we rally around Christian Smalls, and we're going to hold Amazon accountable, right, for not doing enough, just like Uber and other gig worker companies are just not doing enough for people on the front lines. So the Arsehole Award definitely goes to General Counsel David Zapolsky and the Amazon executives in that meeting that came up with that strategy, and they should pay him a large sum, right, and officially go out in the public and go before the cameras and apologize to this gentleman, right, to get their dignity or the respect back. Right now, there's no respect for these individuals. I don't care how much this guy makes. I don't care how much Jeff Bezos makes, but trash in my eyes for the way he's handling this matter and trying to squash this poor guy, trying to put him down, try to humiliate him in the public. It backfired. They were humiliated. Jeff Bezos was humiliated. David Zapolsky with his little tail between his legs is like, I'm so sorry, didn't mean to say that. I hope you learn from this, Mr. Ego. And I wouldn't try it again, because at the end of the day, as you can see, the media, social media, is more powerful, right? And a lot of people will exit Amazon on this one. They're just not going to stand for this type of behavior. So Amazon fired warehouse worker Christian Smalls on Monday after he led a walkout at a Staten Island distribution warehouse calling for safer working conditions. Good for him. As news of the walkout spread and as Smalls began talking to major media news outlets about the health and safety issues leading up to the protest, Amazon executives discussed how they would handle a potential public relations fallout, right? Not only did they fire him, right, but then the storm really happened. There's this leaked internal memo obtained by Vice shows Amazon leadership was willing to lean deep into racist union-busting techniques. He's not smart or articulate, and to the extent the press wants to focus on us versus him, we will be in a much stronger PR position than simply explaining for the umpteenth time how we're trying to protect workers, wrote Amazon General Counsel David Zapolsky in notes from the meeting, which circulated widely in the company. Executives in that meeting, attended by Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos and senior human resources and customer service leadership, also discussed using Smalls, who is black, to undermine a wider push to unionize employees at Amazon. Workers at Smalls' facility JFK8 in Staten Island, New York, launched a unionization effort in 2018. We should spend the first part of our response strongly laying out the case for why the organizers' conduct was immoral, unacceptable, and arguably illegal in detail, and only then follow with our usual talking points about worker safety, Zapolsky continued. Make him the most interesting part of the story, and if possible, make him the face of the entire union organization movement, right? They try to humiliate this guy, and for what he stands for, the fool only, Zapolsky only humiliated himself and his boss, right? Smalls organized Monday's workout to put pressure on Amazon to prioritize the health and safety of its warehouse workers, who are dealing with a crushing demand in online shopping due to the coronavirus pandemic. After at least one employee tested positive for the coronavirus at that facility, workers wanted the site temporarily shut down so it could be properly sanitized, as well as payment for the days they can't work while the facilities are closed. That is a reasonable request, but no, you know what? Jeff Bezos, carry on working on the front lines. Derek Kay, carry on working while these guys self-quarantine, while these guys keep on collecting the money they send out the troops to the front line. So good for the little guy on the street. I'm 100% behind Smalls. Actually, Smalls is big right now. He's huge. He's famous. And we're going to lift him up. We're going to support him. Amazon is breeding ground for the coronavirus. We're going to be the second wave. Smalls told Vice earlier this week, right now, I'm trying to prevent that. Fantastic. The mega retailer denies they've dropped the ball on worker safety, telling Vice it has gone to extreme measures to keep workers safe. Amazon also claims they fired Smalls for violating social distancing guidelines and putting the safety of others at risk, not for organizing a walkout. Well, that's what they say afterwards, right? But you know the truth. I was frustrated and upset that an Amazon employee would endanger the health and safety of other Amazonians by repeatedly returning to the premises after having been warned to quarantine himself after exposure to virus COVID-19. Zapolsky told Vice in a statement, I let my emotions draft my words and get the better of me. Letting your emotions get the better of you doesn't sound very smart now, does it? New York State's Attorney General Letitia James called out Amazon for union busting. In New York, the right to organize is codified into law, and any retaliatory action by management related thereto is strictly prohibited. At the time when so many New Yorkers are struggling and are deeply concerned about their safety, this action was also immoral and inhumane. In the last several years, Amazon has aggressively pushed anti-union tactics in response to a growing labor movement at the company. And contrary to what Amazon would have you believe, Smalls not only has a solid grasp on his employer's actions and values, he was able to articulate it with absolute clarity. Amazon would rather fire workers than face up to its total failure to do what it should to keep us, our families, and our communities safe. Could not be more true. And the man on the street, the drivers understand that, right? There is such a rift between these people on the top with the money trying to spin it one way and the clear, true, factual message on the street that, hey, step up, do something about it, because you guys are going to create a lot of fatalities out there if you keep on going the same way. So I'm super happy someone leaked the memo. You know, we need whistleblowers. We need heroes out there that are strong enough to come forward and expose these shenanigans. And I'll tell you what, Amazon is going to pay a dear price. And I mean, you know, this Zapolsky guy, he's done. His image, his name is completely destroyed now. He made the biggest arsehole of himself, right? Small said in a statement shared earlier this week, I am outraged and disappointed, but I'm not shocked. As usual, Amazon would rather sweep a problem under the rug than act to keep workers and working communities safe. This is what Zapolsky pitched to Jeff Bezos, that they would sweep this under the rug. They would be in control. He was showing them how they would be in control by humiliating this individual. It blew up in their face. And now, you know, the way you have to cover up a cover-up is to basically say, hey, I got too emotional. Well, Zapolsky, I would hand in your resignation. And Jeff Bezos, on behalf of all of your workers, I would step up and do something and say, hey, you know what? We screwed up and we're going to make it up. Have a fantastic day. No.